Welcome! This is Intro to Tech for 6th grade and STEM Lab for 7th and 8th grade, along with Robotics for 8th grade. My name is Mrs. Hawker. You can call me Mrs. H. This is a quote that I think is useful for all of my classes. The vast majority of U.S. citizens now work in environments where the ability to learn is more critical than what we know, and where the most valuable currency is influence, not power. Be a positive influence in my room. The next things that we are going to go over are things that will help you in my classroom to be successful. If you're in my first period, you're expected to enter my room equipped with a writing utensil for the period and be on time. Walk over to the counter, retrieve your folder only, and find a place up front to sit quietly to wait for the flag salute. Once you hear the loudspeaker, voice levels should be at a 0 to await instructions. 2nd through 6th period, same expectation, but you will come in and wait for directions from me at the time when class starts. Anyone entering after that time will need to write down the tardy in the tardy book. For cat and pack, you'll come into my room and wait for directions quietly. Tapping, speaking loudly, making noises that are not speaking noises are not allowed. If you choose to do these things, it will result in my, number 1, speaking to you after class for a first offense. Number 2, holding you 1 minute after class with a phone call to parents for the second offense. And 3, you will be asked to work alone and in the STEM workroom for your third offense. If you choose to continue to be disruptive, a timeout will be issued. Some other things to think about when entering my classroom. Walk in calmly and quietly. Wear a smile. Enter this room as you were entering a library, voice level at a 1 or a 0, and under control. There's a lot of dollars worth of equipment in this room, so entering any other way could result in things getting broken. Eyes should be on me for directions. The sooner you do this, the sooner we get to work. Sit quietly. Creating a distraction will lead to extra time with me after class has been dismissed. What does on time mean? On time means both feet in my room by the time the clock says that this class is supposed to start. Unless I hear from your teacher prior or you have a note, it will count as a tardy. 3 tardies require me to write a timeout. Work procedures. You will be expected to enter my room with all necessary supplies. I will not let you go to your locker. Once you've entered my room, you'll be expected to stay in my classroom. The only exception would be if a hall monitor comes for you. If it becomes necessary for you to leave my room, it will be in the last 5 minutes of class. You will not be allowed to sharpen pencils while I'm talking or giving directions. After that time, you can use either the hand sharpener by the door or the one in the STEM workroom behind my desk. You don't have to ask, you can use it as needed. Exiting this classroom. I dismiss you, the clock does not. Make sure that your work area in the lab is cleaned up. Put away your folder and quietly sit at the desks at the front until I dismiss. If the class has had issues with the rules for the day, this will be the time when I review them. If you choose to stand near the door for dismissal, it will result in the entire class having to owe me an extra 15 seconds of passing period. This may not sound like a lot, but considering that you only have 2 minutes, it accounts for a lot. Don't be that person. Classroom interruptions. Kleenex. If you need a tissue, please quietly get what you need, if I have some. Sharpening your pencil. Use my sharpeners as needed, but use it quickly and get back to work. You do not need to spend time dumping the sharpener. We have a staff of cleaning workers that do that for us at night. Throwing away trash. You may not get up and throw things away while I'm talking to the class. During lab work time, you may throw things away as needed. The trash can is not a basketball goal. Simply drop it in and go about your business. Absent work. Participation points are given for the days that you're here. If you're unable to attend class, the lab work has gone on without you. Missing too many days will result in you completing your mission or module by yourself. If you miss a day, ask your partner to get you caught up. If you can't catch up, speak to me about alternative solutions. You will be working in a group for most of the time. Follow all directions before starting anything. Also, ask 3 before me. If you need help finding something, someone in the area has probably seen it. That means for 6th grade, asking the students who are on the same mission. For STEM, lab, and robotics, this means asking your partner. Respect all members of the group. Work together, don't let one person do all the work, and keep the noise level at a 1 or a 2. Use of classroom supplies. Just as I respect your things, I expect you to respect mine. That means putting caps back on markers, sharpening pencils before returning them, putting supplies back in the proper place when finished, and just keeping our lab clean. Your participation grade depends on it. Remember that supplies are limited and should be conserved. Once they're gone, they can't be replaced. Remember the definition of borrowing. To borrow means to return. Guest teacher behavior. Your behavior while I have to be away should be above and beyond excellent. Being a guest teacher is not an easy job. You do not need to make it any harder. Should you make poor choices while I'm away, guest teachers will be asked to write your name and a description of your behavior in my substitute folder. Upon my return, you will receive a minimum of a day out of the lab working alone in the STEM workroom as a consequence, along with writing a personal apology to the guest teacher. When there is a guest teacher, any work completed for him or her could be or will be counted as an 80% for that day. I will not give advance warning as to which assignments. Work like a champ. You will earn 10 points daily for the following things. 2 points for getting your folder. 2 points, headphones on at all times that are not experiment times. This is non-negotiable. Just saying I'm going to read the content is not okay with me. The headphones need to be on. You get 2 points for being at your module, not anywhere else, distracting others or making distracting noises. You get 2 points for using the equipment appropriately and returning them to their original spaces when you're finished. And you get 2 points for cleaning up when finished and putting away your folder, then waiting at the tables for dismissal. Your mission will have a total of 140 points to be earned during lab work time by doing these things. These are my champs rules daily. I will go over them daily. Conversation. At the modules, no higher than a 2, which is a conversational voice, which is what I'm doing right now. If you need help, raise your hand or turn on your module light if it works to get help from me. I do realize that some of them don't work. You don't need to tell me that they don't work. Just raise your hand instead. The activities, completion of orientation, and then modules. Movement. You may get materials as needed. You may not be stopping at another student's workspace to talk. Participation, daily session completion, and then your success is the completion of your module. Thanks for listening.